coaching college soccer. And I asked him if he wanted to just concentrate on the national level, and he said he just loves it. It's just, to him, it's just fitting. I mean, I guess if you're that successful and you bring in recruits, why not?
Yeah, and I think, you see this at the club level, too, at the professional level. A lot of coaches who coach national teams for a while, I wouldn't say they get burnt out. It's almost the opposite. They kind of get bored because a lot of being a national team coach, whether you're an assistant, you're on the youth team, whatever, most of it is not just scouting, but, keeping up with the players while they're at their clubs between international breaks. Because you only get the players for so many days or weeks before they have to go back to their clubs. A lot of national team coaches like the grind or prefer the grind of being a club coach when you have games twice a week, when you get your players throughout most of the year. I think it's the same thing. They'd rather coach collegiately than try to be on the national team full time and really have to wait months or weeks between when you get games.
Well, I mean, you're in a great spot in Charlottesville, and I mean, he's just got a nice way of how he does his program. And they go to Michigan to train in the summer, so it's not too hot. And then that's kind of a tradition that a lot of his players enjoy. 472 career wins. Woo, very successful coach. As Small sends this one across. Morris, a little late on that run, but she's able to service it in close to the 6. Small was there. He just needed somebody to get to that far stick. And it very well could be 1-0, right, Kyle?
Beautiful dribbling here from Nikayla Small. The cross was just out of reach of Hanks, but then they had an opportunity to recycle it. The ball just goes over the head of Emily Murphy. It's been tough for Emily Murphy so far this year. The service just hasn't been there for her. You've got Nikayla Small and Kaya Hanks who have gotten a lot of action in front of goal in the penalty area. A lot of it is because of Emily Murphy's off-ball movement, drawing defenders, creating space. But the service for herself just hasn't quite been where she needs it. And so it'll come. She's getting into great areas. But her service to this team right now has been more as a decoy or an off-ball move than it has actually delivering the ball into the back of the net.
Flag goes up saying that Emily Murphy was off. She started off in an offside position. So flag goes up. At Chapel Hill, 10 goals, 10 assists. And then making her way over to Wake Forest. Kind of a reset after she has battled the injury bug too. And that's a nice get for Coach Deleuze just because of what she can do. Needed just a little new address. Here she is in Winston-Salem, already with 3 goals. And I don't think we have got anywhere close to Emily Murphy's standards. Shavoshi threads it. Murphy scanning, trying to probe one right back to Shavoshi. Dipsy Brown able to settle that nicely. And Wake Forest will once again recycle it from the back and move it to the midfield. The Deeks have gotten a lot of success on this right flank, Kyle. You think that's one of their points of attack, the A option, if you will?
Yeah, and, well, what's interesting about that right now is that the wingers have flipped. So Nikayla Small has been on the right side for most of this first half, at least early on, and she has now swapped flanks with Kaya Hanks. So we'll see how that affects the attack.
A fortuitous ball, trying to put that one on a through ball, looking for Murphy. Wake Forest gets it back, and they'll once again try to get into that final third. Here's Dipsy Brown into the half space. They'll spray it to the left. Hanks sending this one. This is a one-timer. Malaika Mina the spin, the rotation on it. And just right of that post.
Yeah, she tried to almost pass this one into the back of the net, but because of the spin it had from the delivery, she just didn't get the contact right, and it sort of skittered wide.
That's two great opportunities for Wake Forest. The Deacons not giving up or not slowing down their press as Virginia trying to get their numbers up. Good step by Johnson. Distributes to the left to Emily Morris. As Emily Morris buying some time to get some of her teammates down here. Murphy calling for it. She is in between two defenders, deflected, and it almost got in. It disrupted the keeper, Kayla White.
Yeah, look at this. Again, more dazzle on the dribble. Right-footed shot. She was looking to put that across the face of goal into the far corner. Instead, deflected wide. Potentially a dangerous deflection, but just a corner for now.
That patent move by Hanks, using that outside of her boot, set it up. This will be another corner, driven. Going to that near post, immediately knocked away. But the Deacs will still have it in the attacking third. This one gets out. It's open. And a couple touches inside the box, but no attempt on frame.
Yeah, a lot of times when you see a corner not able to beat the first defender there at the near post, optically it looks like a really bad delivery. I actually think that one was intentional because Christine Johnson was there making a run at the near post. I think they were targeting her, and she almost got her head to it. So that was closer than it may have looked, but it almost got recycled, and then both Murphy and Ansborough were there to try and clean up the garbage. Just cleared at the last second.
Wake Forest back line moving all the way up into Virginia territory. Dempsey Brown, nice played ball to the corner. Emily Morris whipping this one across, trying to get in position is small. And that is very risky to pull that one back into the 18 or keep it into the 18 for Virginia. And the Wahoos very, very fortunate that that didn't end up on the foot of a Wake Forest Demon Deacon. Cavaliers only one loss. That was to number 1 North Carolina Tar Heels. Cahill. Wake Forest trying to work around the back. You could see that the Cavaliers immediately closing in. They know that's a new keeper, Peyton Cahill, who comes in, and she's able to grab that one. Three ties for Virginia, and that loss at 1-0 to North Carolina on Thursday night, which is always tough playing one of your rivals, and Carolina sitting at number 1. Are you impressed with the attack strategy for Wake Forest and constantly getting in there? Did you expect this many touches inside the box?
Well, no, because I didn't expect them to come out in this formation, but I think it's worked like a charm. There's still a little bit of shakiness at the back. They're still learning how to play with 3 instead of 4. Foul there. Christine Johnson goes down. But, you know, I think up front it seems to suit their strengths considerably. I think it suits their strengths at the back, too. It just takes a little bit of practice to get the feel for your spacing as a center back when you have 2 of you to fill the entire field instead of 3. It's just different. because the outside center backs get really wide, but you don't want to leave a ton of space for vertical runs. It's difficult to play as a center back in a 3 rather than a 4. But I think it fits the strengths of this team very, very well.
Savoshi, yeah, very good step. We were talking about how Dempsey Brown has moved up in that holding that defensive center midfielder, but she's dropped, kind of playing that hybrid of a center back position.
But look, she's got the freedom to go up.
That's
too,
right.
You know, and pressure like this. So I think Coach Deleuze knows the wide range of skills that she has and has given her a bit of freedom. Plus, she's got now in this formation, she's got Abby Colton next to her, who's also a defensive midfielder. So she knows that there's cover if she steps a little bit higher.
Three shots for Wake Forest, just one for the Virginia Cavaliers. And the Deacons once again orchestrating another attack into the final third. Here's Small. And look how many defenders are on Murphy. I mean, there was 2 in that pass lane, and it was deflected or knocked away for another corner for Wake Forest. But yeah, she is blanketed. So if she's got 2 defenders on her, what does that mean?
Exactly. There's openings other places. And I think you're seeing that because that allows Nikayla Small and Kaya Hanks to get on the dribble and beat defenders one-on-one.
Third corner. Johnson put in the 6. Still back into the attacking third. Flag will stay down. Johnson. It was close. You're right, Kyle. Small. She backheel back to Johnson. I thought that's what she wanted to do. She's going to go down the byline, take it out. Is there a point? No, they say play on, and Small says, I'll keep playing on myself. Gets up, takes a left-footed blast, and it will be another corner.
Tight call here for the official to make because the defender gets the ball, but it did look like there was a trip as well. I think there's just enough of a touch on the ball for that to be a legal tackle. Hard to tell, really. Wonderful job by Nikayla Small to stick with it.
Now she bounced up
playing because she could have gone down and then looked at the referee.
Corner. Johnson once again. He's a short corner, or not the short corner, pardon me, but going to that near stick. Maybe at the top of the 6th, the 6-yard mark. But nobody got a touch on it, and that, Kyle, that's going to frustrate you all the time if you're coached to lose.
Yeah, I mean, you just need a better delivery. There was one that looked like it was on purpose, but the last couple just have seemed short.
Deacons have 2 targets inside the box, but Virginia has done very, very well getting their numbers back. I mean, constantly you're seeing 4, 5 getting back to outnumber Wake Forest in any type of an attack. Here's Coach Deleuze, so close of getting his 300th win at Wake Forest, only to result in a draw to his old assistant coach, Tim Santoro. That was a physical, exciting, exhausting match on Thursday.
It sure was. I mean, just in every capacity. It was just heightened throughout the game.
That talk about exhausting. Look at that. There's a final. Of course, that was the matchup to watch. Number 1, North Carolina facing Florida State, and it ends in a 3-3 tie. North Carolina looked like they were going to win it. Check this out, Kyle. Florida State scores with just seconds remaining to tie it up. 3-3, and that's how they finish. And once again, we don't have overtime.
You know, heavyweight boxing matchup. Just punches back and forth.
And, yeah, that's one of those games where you just wish we had overtime, right? I mean, I'd like 30 more minutes of that. Thank you very much.
Jopic shaken up. Yeah, I mean, these are two juggernauts of the ACC going at it. And, I mean, how exciting it ended. But to not get extra soccer, I think it hurts the product. But that's just me.
I think it's the most frustrating just because you're taking away exciting minutes when there's another option on the table, right? And you've got that 21st century model. You've got the ability to protect the players from the load that they are starting to bear with extra fixtures and things like that without having to remove exciting moments of overtime.
Liv Stolt comes in for Malika Mina. Stoppage of play with an injury. Hopefully Jopic will be all right. Well, that Florida State-Carolina match did go exactly as advertised. Last three ACC schools to win a national championship. It's Florida State. Carolina thought they were going to wrap one up this past season. And then UCLA had a late goal.
Dempsey Brown on the ball with 2, sometimes 3 defenders around her, still able to maintain possession. Just such a calming presence in that.
Hanks trying to cut into the middle, and referee says play on. You agree.
Good tackle. Very good tackle. Got the ball. Not dangerous.
Dempsey Brown up ahead. Murphy 1v1. And she will step right in front of the keeper White right at the 18. That again shows the veteran leadership of Kayla White. I mean, jumping right off the line. Wake Forest asking for a delay. And it has been quite a pause before getting rid of it.
It's supposed to be 6 seconds.
Yep. How many did you count?
More than 6.
Is there any, like...
They don't enforce that, but there needs to be at least some attempt to get the ball out.
Is there any change of, like, the clock if there's communication, or is there there's an attacker in the vicinity? Like, what is given, like, I guess, some leeway before getting rid of it? As Virginia, they did have a small opportunity there with Ross there.
Yeah, and she's wanting a penalty, too. It looked like a good tackle live, but hard to tell. Again, the referee has had a lot to do in this game, not necessarily from a foul perspective, but from a penalty perspective. Take a look here. The ball had gone. That's a foul, but the ball had gone. So I think the official kept his whistle in his pocket because it didn't affect the play. I think in outside the penalty, I know that this is a terrible way to judge the game, but knowing that penalties are such game-changing moments, as much as we would like to judge the game the same all the way across the field, the referee does have a bit of a duty to make sure that the fouls called in the penalty area are indeed fouls. I think anywhere outside the 18-yard box, that was a foul. But because the ball had gone, Laurel Lansborough gets away with it.
Chavoshi with a battle. Going up against Cagle.
She got the ball there, but also pushed Cagle over in the process.
That was McDermott that was right there. I said Ross. McDermott, also outstanding talent. Sophomore from Nashua, New Hampshire. ACC Offensive Player of the Week after week 3. Hit both goals in that win against West Virginia. And the opening goal against VCU was the first minute. of that match. Theoret lobbing a ball up there. Theoret. There's McCormack. McCormack playing back to the support. Virginia scanning, getting their numbers in the box. Virginia may get another chance. Tapping that right in that D. But Wake Forest defense shows up. Murphy once again closed between two defenders trying to get up the pitch. Here's Hanks.
Really well done by the Virginia defense. Murphy probably should have let that go to the left a little sooner, but Virginia was 2-on-3, and they did really, really well to stop ball and force Wake Forest back. You always, when you're defending a counterattack against numbers and you're put in a position like that, always make the opponent pass. If you're 1-on-2, if you're 2-on-3, always step to the ball, make the opponent make a mistake. If they execute the pass, tip your cap. But really good opportunity here for Virginia. Talk about emergency defending.
Great ball, too.
Yeah, just a wonderful job by Christine Johnson to step to that despite the fact that she had lost her attacker behind her.
There's 3 Virginia Cavaliers behind that line. And they timed it right just when that ball was released. That is troubling for the home side. As McCormack setting something up again here is McDermott. Edge defense will win that one, but it'll go out of bounds for a corner.
Went for that vertical ball to the left, well played, but blocked by Shavoshi.
I think it's just that one extra touch, too. We talked about how crucial that one extra touch can be, and I think that is a clear indication of it, rather than sending that, trying to set it up a little bit, and an ACC play that's not going to be allowed. Corner for the Cavaliers. Header that goes way high and out of bounds. Header by Staudy. Staudy, the grad student from Atlanta, Georgia, broke into the top 10 at UVA in games started, 87 with her start against Carolina. This is 88. She's 6th in career minutes, having passed Alexa Spanstrup on that Thursday match against the Tar Heels. Coach DeLuz really, really love to get his 300th against the Virginia Cavaliers here at home. Carly Wilson coming in. Back in action. We did not see her on Thursday night. Swanson also coming in. Carly Wilson, another calming presence in the midfield. Murphy. Tangled up, and they pick on Emily Murphy a little bit there.
Bit of a heavy touch, good pressure.
A little tangled up, trying to lock arms. Virginia's still sitting just one shot. Shavoshi, what a step. Shavoshi into space. Shavoshi sends it, intended for Hanks. And it was read well again by the Virginia back line. So stout. They don't give up much. Out to the left. Moving is Carter, but Carter can't keep it in. She did a very good job of camouflaging herself on this touchline that she was free. That ball got away from her. Maya Carter from Troy did score a goal against Radford. Scored the equalizing goal last season at number 21, Penn State, in the round of 16. Hit that in the 88th minute. Of course, they went on to the Elite Eight and lost to the Bruins of UCLA. And UCLA went on to beat the Tar Heels in extra soccer to hoist the cup. Cagle invites the 1v1, but not the double team. Good job by Swanson coming over there to help. Murphy.
Really good tackle by Swanson. Starts this counter. Oof.
A misplayed ball, not in the spot you want. That's the danger zone. That's lifted high in the air and just over the bar. Cahill did a good job of putting her fingertips there to block it from possibly slipping under.
Yeah, it's just given away on the horizontal feed, trying to spring a counter, and goodness gracious, that was not far.
That was Sarah Broner who took that shot. Just under 12 and a half to go. Well played by Swanson to Stoll. Stoll on the ground looking for Hanks. Hanks came just a little too late, but the idea was there. Virginia's defense is just a fine oiled machine back there. You could see what the Deacons were trying to do on that attack, and there's an ill-advised half volley pass that goes out of bounds. Virginia continuing bring in fresh legs. Out goes McCormack.
Yeah, Una McCormack was really, really bright to start this game. She's faded a little bit, so they'll make a swap on that outside.
Stoll strips it away. Stoll trying to get a deflection to go out of bounds. And the strong defense of the Wahoos continue to lock the door tight and not allow much activity. Good step by Ansbro. Ansbro into the pocket, pokes it. Here's Stoll. Stoll sends it. And again, I'm not sure if that was intended for that far stick. Stoll has been fortunate in the first match of the year where she hit one and it went in the back of the net. Still, it was a good idea. Stoll had the right angle, at least to put it for the far stick.
Yeah, it was a really, really good opportunity. I think that was meant to be a cross, but I think that was one of those crosses where she looked at it and said, hey, I'm going to put this in an area, and if it goes in, it goes in. If it finds a teammate, it finds a team, right? Like,
so if it goes in, yeah, it was a shot.
Massive room for
right.
Massive room for error there.
Right. It was a good touch on it, too. Nice little curl on it. And we still sit locked 0-0. 5 shots for the Demon Deacons and just 2 for the Cavaliers. Dempsey Brown pokes this one, allows Hanks to run on. Can Hanks get her 6th goal of the season? Hanks drills it. Hanks almost had it. It's deflected, knocked away by White.
Yeah.
Kyle, what did you see?
Really good opportunity, but there's 2 players wide open at the penalty spot. There's a cutback perfectly there. I know Kaya Hanks wants to go for goal. It really did open up for her, but the cutback is there right here at the penalty. Emily Murphy is there, and there's another player just off camera. The opportunities there for the cutback. Sometimes, the goal looks gaping, but the chance was there.
Murphy was timing that.
Yeah.
But still, you can't fault Hanks for at least giving it a rip. Don't mind at all, because it was knocked away.
The corner.
Yeah. Here's Johnson and still trying to get that one. Oh, what a rip! absolute blast by Colton. That still is shaking the crossbar as we speak. My heavens. Colton just about to put a stamp and maybe the goal of the year. Goodness.
Yeah, that's the way it's gone for these Deeks so far this year. Just inches from
it's still it's still shaking. God,
watch again. The short corner comes out. Oh, just clatters it dead on. Dang, the skill behind that is incredible. To whip your leg around at the ball like that and hammer it with such pace.
Ada Swanson from Santa Fe, New Mexico. A junior, just has 2 assists on the season, but in high school, she was one of the best goal scorers in the nation. And she absolutely tattooed that crossbar. Unfair in the game of soccer. That's, if there is any type of shot that deserves a goal, that's it. Now, the pace was there, the delivery was there, it just hovered a little too high to hit the crossbar. I mean, the fans here at Spry, their eyes were about this. I mean, their eyes were the size of softballs.
So was hers.
Yeah. Well done. Well done. Sometimes you get too nervous when you have a ball that's, as we'd say in Peter Drury, delicious like that, and you bang it. And sometimes you get too excited and kind of lift up your torso and send it high flying in the air. But the cloud coverage has kind of gotten a little bit more, but now the sun has come out, found a little area to pop out, shining down on this beautiful pitch here at Spry Stadium, and sitting 0-0 with just under 7 to go. Kyle, it's been exciting.
It has been exciting. Both teams have had good attacking intent. Both had a couple of chances.
Colton has done a great job not only getting into the attack, but coming back and helping with the defense. Misplayed ball, and even another misplayed ball by the Cavaliers. And Colton tries to send this one up the touchline, but it goes right and out of bounds. Inches from being 1-0 Wake Forest. But it is a game of timing and a game of inches, millimeters. Hannah Johnson to Stoll. Stoll off the deflection. Offside. And
Yep.
You're right.
Just made that run a little late. Yep. Just strayed a little far. Wasn't there.
Speaking of your eyeballs getting the size of softball.
Yep, sometimes
Saw
you
that.
just get a little excited to get up into the attacking third.
And then you get it and you look and you're like,
Yeah.
I'm off that. Still, the Deeks have really done a good job of continuing to move it into the attacking third against Virginia.
They have, and they've been the better attacking team here through the first half. 5 minutes to go before the break. No score for either team, but the Deeks have had a lot more chances on goal. Virginia's had a few opportunities, but they have not been able to convert them into shots.
I was going to say, Stoll really took a whack, and Wake Forest will get a free kick. Now let's see what the Deeks can do with clock ticking down to 4.5 remaining in the first half. Dempsey Brown, she has got a very magical foot. And see what she can create here. Deacons were flirting with magic earlier with the foot of Swanson. Can it come here?
Hannah Johnson. Flag stays down. A slow roller inside the 18 and immediately cleared. Lofted over. If you would have told me, I didn't know who was playing, right? You said one of these teams is number 22 in the country. Right now, I would say it's Wake.
Yeah.
That's the way they played.
Yeah, they've played very well. Just have not been able to get it into the back of the net, and that's been the story for most of the year.
Johnson, she has a knack for getting that ball in a good spot inside that 18 to maybe at least attempt a shot. Also a tall target for those set pieces. Cahill all the way off her line. Duvall fighting for it. The Deacons not with their usual attack on the field. There's Duvall, Johnson, Stoll on the outside right. As Coach DeLuz is taking out his front line to get some rest. What a tackle by Shavoshi, and they've got a hurt player, and holding the back of her head is an ominous, or actually looks to the front and the back, but ominous sight.
Yeah, and I'm not sure whether this is actually called a foul or if the referee has just stopped this for a head injury because she was holding the back of her head. It could be either one. Take another look at this play just to see
where the referee might be thinking here. It is a good tackle. She got the ball, and it didn't look dangerous. I think the referee stops this for a head injury because it looks like they're getting ready for a drop ball.
It's Deegan Miller who's on the ground.
Good officiating.
From Boulder, Colorado, junior. Appeared in 5 games last season.
Yeah, this is her first year of really regular action. Hope she's all right. Looks like the trainer gave a little bit of a thumbs up. That's good.
Always a good sign. And Kiki Mackey will now come in for the Cavaliers. Also a junior from Naples, Florida. One of the many from the IMG Academy. Cavaliers looking also for some runs and somebody come to. You saw how Carter running at it didn't have any options. This one is sent into the Cavaliers half. And we are under 2 minutes here in this first half. The Deacons owning pretty much the entire stat sheets. Cahill coming out, sweeps that away, but it goes out of bounds. It'll be a throw in. And the attacking third for the Cavaliers here.
Yeah, she elected to try to play that ball to Christine Johnson, but whacked it. And Johnson was a little surprised by it, how much pace that ball to her head.
.75 seconds remaining. You don't want to have such a almost a perfect performance in the first half minus a goal and then give up one. As Virginia will recycle and once again try to get a visit down in the attacking third. Hit it over the back line. Coming out is Cahill. Well done.
How about Emily Morris? 3 tackles in a stretch of about 6 seconds on that far touchline just to mess up the buildup for Virginia. And each time it felt like she was about to concede a foul and didn't. It was well done.
Deacons was 7 shots, 2 by Small, 2 also by Hanks. So they are getting some shots off. It's still just sitting at 0-0. Ansbrough with 10 seconds remaining, and the Deacons will just watch this ball go out of bounds and watch the clock tick to 0. As that is the first chapter of this one here in 2023. The Virginia Cavaliers, 22nd ranked in the nation after a loss to Carolina.
Coast Conference. I don't think it's just Wake Forest that has had the same kind of bad luck in ACC play. I mean, I think when I talked to Tony and just say before the season, you get these non-conference games and then get ready for the slate of ACC, and it's just think of the work you're going to have to do. Small sees Morris, and it's cut out. Small usually can put that ball on a platter. See how Virginia will come out here in this second half. I don't think Coach Swanson's going to be happy with their performance in that first half, especially if they have visions of national championship in their future. Colton. Morris lifting. Now, Wake Forest energy in the first half, that was very early in the second half, I mean, it was at a 10. I mean, they were running and gunning for that final third.
Yep, Virginia trying to just calm things down now and keep Wake Forest from holding possession and moving the game quickly, which suits them.
Shavoshi skipping her way into the middle. Let's take it away. And Emily Morris just trying to get in the way of that passing lane that was headed right in the area of Ross. Just to show you how the stout the ACC is in just a second. If Virginia can figure something out in their attacking third. But Virginia, in that preseason poll, they were picked to finish third in the ACC and fifth in the country.
Yeah.
That tells you all you need to know.
Exactly.
You got Florida State, who's ranked third in the country, but at the top of the standings in the ACC.
It's the same on the men's side, too. Conference just beats itself up. Laurel Ansborough has, just really grown into a key piece of this team for the Deeks and continues to step forward at the right times and keep things under wraps.
She has been steady Eddie, for sure, carried over from the summer into the fall. What a year she had in the USLW with pretty much an all-star team with the NC Courage. I mean, it was riddled with Tar Heels, Deacons, Blue Devils, Wolfpack. Good pressure by Small. And Virginia very lucky to connect those passes. Murphy, she does have range, but She sent that one a little too high.
I think she was trying to chip the goalkeeper. I think what she saw was that the goalkeeper was off her line on the turnover and tried to pick that out from deep. Unfortunately, A, did not get the contact right, was leaning back. B, I don't think the goalkeeper was as off her line as maybe Murphy saw.
That press really looked good for Wake Forest that could result in something. And now Virginia trying to come up with something of their own here in the 18. Back to the support. A hit back that does give Virginia at least a shot. Not on target, but at least it was a window for a shot.
Yeah, and you see here, it's actually a really good opportunity. Peyton Cahill was a bit shaded left of the center because the ball was bouncing around there. So when it moved centrally, there was a lot of room to shoot at there. Just didn't get the contact right at all.
That was Jill Flamia. Was also had a stint with the U20 U.S. national team. In fact, missed their trip to Michigan during the summer to go have her duty with the U.S. national team. Her and Maggie Cagle, and
this could be problematic.
Very problematic.
This could be considered a last man foul, depending on how the referee sees this. I think this is at least a yellow card.
Hanks.
It may be far enough from the goal that there's no... The referee decides to let it go.
A referee...
Yeah, just a yellow.
Is Mark Buda.
I think that's the right call. Some referees may see that different, but I think that's the right call. It's far enough from goal that too much can happen. When you're near the midline, it's still in the middle third of the field, it's got to be obvious that it's a last defender foul. Yeah, I mean, she's cleaned through. That's an orange card, Ty. And I don't mind the referee shading towards keeping all 11 players on the field. But that, and I think part of it, too, is there was no intent there. Mm-hmm. It was more of Virginia in possession made a mistake, and then the foul occurred while trying to generate a turnover.
Right.
Rather than the Deeks being on the ball and being fouled in a buildup.
And it was Lacey McCormack that got the yellow card. Grad student from Arlington, Virginia. Dempsey Brown trying to get that one over the back line. Unsuccessful. As the Deacons once again working to get into that final third. Will this trip be the charm? Malika Mina, what a step. Mina to the support. The return to Colton. Colton to Mina. Mina looks out wide and sees Small. Murphy with her hand up as she gets into the 18. Dempsey Brown on a nice diagonal run.
Oh, that's really unlucky. The ball popped back off the defender and then into Dempsey Brown's face or chest before it went out of play. That's well worked by the Deeks. They did an excellent job, but right here, yeah, pops right back into her face. Unfortunate there. Emily Murphy, though, Ty, had 3 defenders covering her in the penalty area when Nikayla Small got on that ball, trying to mark her because they know what a threat she is in the air.
Well, that's what we spoke about in the open, right?
Yep.
They're going to surround her, circle her. Kind of like that deep threat as a wide receiver. Double team, and then has the slot receiver wide open.
Laurel
Hansborough into the slot. Hanks. What can Hanks do? Diagonal ball. Little undercooked, but she put it there in that corner of the 6, which is kind of what you've been taught to do. There's nobody really running there. Colton. Virginia really with their backs against the wall here. And the Deacons not only knocking on the door, they are pounding on the door. Murphy drifting and was able to get her forehead on it. Just not enough pace to get past White.
Yeah, the feed was just a little deep that she had to jump as high and against her body's momentum as she possibly could.
That timing, too, for Murphy. Waiting and then getting into the 18. The target, the focal point was there. Look at that. Just timing.
Yeah, just, inches too deep. But that's a beautiful ball. That's a beautiful ball. She just could not reconfigure her body enough.
Morris into space. Hanks left foot cross. It's high in the air. Murphy. All the courage in the world from Murphy. Definitely the courage of 3 Lions. Leaping into any type of traffic. .35 and a half remaining in this contest. The Deeks have been the one in command of this one. They've been on the front foot. 9 shots to Virginia's 4, but we still sit 0-0 stalemate unless Hanks can do something here. Hanks closing off the angle, looking for some help. Morris is there. Here's Murphy. Murphy trying to drive it with her right foot. Deflected out. Dipsy Brown comes in and collides, clashes.
Yeah.
Clashed hard, though, with Flamia.
That was a foul for sure. Emily Murphy had a chance to hit this first time. Took a touch, and it allowed defenders to close her down. Probably was putting that on her preferred foot. But, man, they continue to turn the screw in the final third. Just cannot get the chance to really trouble the goalkeeper.
Another thing you have to be, if you're on that side of attacking and not getting results, is to keep your confidence up. You can't just put your head down. And you got, as long as you're in the vicinity, just keep coming. The Deacons do not look like they have any intentions of halting this attack. Hanks. She likes to use the outside of her boot. Left foot. Small. Trying to rush on. And Small kind of left, or excuse me, Hanks kind of left alone on an island. And how many times have we seen that ball played to that corner of the 6, yet still nobody's running or nobody's making that run too? I think if they look at the film, they'll see that.
How many times that ball has been played there and still Wake Forest can't get a body there.
Yeah, well, the crosses are also needing to be a little bit more accurate and more dangerous as well. So they are getting in really dangerous areas. The dribbling on the ball has been excellent. Just the service at the end of it.
Over the top, and the flag goes up.
Yeah, Virginia just have not been able to put anything together in the attacking third this half. It's been all Wake Forest with the possession. And really, for the Deeks, it's been offense is defense. They've kept possession and kept Virginia off the ball and not allowed them to create anything up front, really.
You know, Wake Forest has also kept Maggie Cagle quiet. I mean, we have not called her name at all. Look at Murphy. Hustling. Overran it. Dempsey Brown coming to help out. In Virginia, they want to quickly get up the pitch as they move the ball over to Ross. Ross looking for that through ball. Is deflected by Johnson. And Ansbrough, pardon me. What we got here? Offside goal. Thank you. I didn't see the flag. That's why I got you.
That's right. Team effort.
Morris. I'm going to widen the field here. Morris scanning. Hanks. Hanks 1v1 close to the byline. Cuts back. She keep it in. Sends it. And Wake Forest.
No, they say that went over
out.
the line. I don't think so. It looked like she managed to keep it in.
Yeah, Hanks is irate. You see this again. I didn't think so.
Bit of a heavy touch right there. Did go out.
Yeah,
wow.
One
well
rotation.
spot by the official.
That's one rotation. You're absolutely right.
From here, it looked like there wasn't even a chance that it had gone out. So well done. And well done by our crew to catch that.
As always. I can't leave Chatty in his spot because they never miss a moment. I was watching the North London Derby, right?
Of course you
were. We talked about the Peacock, right? Peacock channel. Love them, but I'm so used to our guys. There was a particular play that I was waiting for the replay. It never came to I think it was way past the time I wanted to see it, so I forgot about it. And I was like, well, let's see that again. I got to see. I need our guys. I need our guys.
We'll give Stanford a call.
I mean, it was a foul that ended up in a booking, but I wanted to see, if it was possibly warranted for a red. And for some reason, they just stayed away from the replay.
Deeks really controlling attacking possession here.
Hanks once again.
She's been a focal point.
What can she do here? Can she whip something up? Cutting back. Sends it again right in the box, right in the 6 box. I think Swanson was running in. I mean, that's all you can ask for by your outside winger. Being able to take it, move inside, and send it inside the 6 box for somebody to at least put a foot on it.
Yeah. I mean, Kaya Hanks has been sensational in that left wing role, dribbling 1v1 against defenders, but just has not been able to come up with a cross to meet the attacking players. That's a dangerous tackle.
Johnson. This looks good. Oh, and a rip with a left foot. If only it was a blast like she had in the first half. Oh, well designed. And the intervention by Small was brilliant because that created that opportunity. Watch the intervention here.
Yep, and that's an ugly tackle, too. That could have been awful. Got away with it. But here, look, onto the left foot, through the legs of the defender, right at the goalkeeper.
Deacons with 11 shots now.
Just under a half hour to go. Head coach Tony DeLuz, he knows that this team doesn't quit, doesn't get down on itself when they aren't able to score, when they have adversity. They showed that on Thursday. Again, moving into the final third of this game, needing a goal. Good step.
Now Virginia wants to bring 2 on Hanks. Hanks delivers a left-footed cross, but this one goes onto the roof of the goal. She really has done everything this afternoon. Hanks, maybe she felt slighted that she wasn't the player to watch the second game in a row, but she has really been everywhere and created a lot of trips into that final third.
She really has. I mean, she's just continuing to blaze past defenders when she's on the dribble. Crosses just not quite working out yet. But if she continues to cook, it'll happen.
Ansbro fighting. Virginia. Can they come up with a heartbreaking goal? And out comes Colton. Colton trying to send it into the middle, and it was taken away. Flag is up. Hanks at the touchline. Marked well. This was lifted high in the air, and this one is off the post. You could see it rising. Well driven by Carter there from long distance. And the crossbar once again on this end gets pelted.
Both teams rattling the woodwork. Look at this effort from deep. Oh, my goodness. Talk about what Abby Colton might have done goal of the week. That would have been goal of the year from really far away. I mean, that must have been 30, 35 yards out.
The way that ball was dipping, that was well struck by Maya Carter. Previously a top 100 recruit by Top Drawer Soccer. Hannah Johnson able to send her leg out there with at least a possible target running on. And that's Dobbs, who's come in. Once again, Kyle, we're seeing that changing of the guard on a line change from the attack. Although Hanks has moved over to the right side.
Yep, they've continued to flip wings throughout the game. My goodness.
And almost got very, very ugly for Wake Forest. Pardon me, that wasn't Dobson. It was actually Wood in.
Laughlin Ryan with a beautiful dribble through 2 defenders.
There's communication there between Swanson and Hanks. Just get this feeling that it's going to happen. Or Wake Forest is going to get a chance to see the ball get into the back net.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It certainly feels that way, but they have to be careful at the back because Virginia has looked like they have an intent on getting a counterattack goal too. There's the one off the crossbar just a few minutes ago, and they've started to gain a little bit more influence on this game.
Ryan goes out. Flamia comes in. Over the top, big ball.
And there is Maggie Cagle. Cagle immediately tracked down by Shavoshi.
Great tackle.
That's just great defending, too. Right over the top. It was very dangerous for the home side, but Shavoshi put it into fifth and tracked back to stop Cagle. This game has really opened up. It's Virginia looking for that heartbreaking blow after the Deacons basically set up camp and they're attacking third most of this match. 22 minutes remaining. Cagle into space. This is going to be trouble. And well played by Johnson to get back as a shot put on. Just missed.
Yeah, I mean, Virginia is starting to really make things happen on the deep delivery. Going route one, excellent play by Shavoshi there. And then on the other flank, you've got Christine Johnson here making a heroic block. This 3-4-3 for Wake Forest, those defenders have played exceptionally well, especially when put under significant pressure in the last few minutes.
That was Bruner there on the outside, and Bruner again plays the support. Inside, pinged around. Johnson steps right into the passing lane, awaits Hanks to make a move. Will play her. Hanks on the right side, pinching in. A desperation slide tackle will roll out of bounds for a throw-in. Murphy in Mina will come right back on for the Demon Deacons. Emily Morris will go out. Looks like Small will be getting ready to come in too.
Yep, Emily Murphy also back into the game.
And the subs for the visitors, Flamia comes in, as well as Yapich. Like Amina, who was battling small injury to get onto the pitch in the beginning of this season, still trying to get back to 100%. But she has all that you can ask for in a midfielder, and Mina did have a good look. It's deflected out, so it'll be a corner.
Yep, she latched onto that one, put a good shot on frame and had it blocked away. Good long throw. This is what happens on those long throws. It just messes with things in the area for whatever reason. Even teams that are good at defending corners, for some reason, things get shaky on those long throws.
6-2 in corner kicks in favor of Wake Forest. Sees Johnson's delivery, far stick.
Oh my goodness, I think that may have hit the post.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I think that if it didn't, it hit a defender right at the post.
Colton trying to go under the wickets. And Woods. Johnson all the way up. Shavoshi directing traffic. Long ball over the top. Wood. Oh, on a half volley. And once again, it rises and over the bar.
Here's the corner opportunity. Dempsey Brown, it goes right overhead. Oh my goodness, it does hit the post. That could have been an Olympico.
Oh.
The old banana off the corner.
The old banana.
Oh, man.
See if Faircloth said anything about that on the bench.
That's right.
Yep.
She's done that before.
Right here on this pitch.
Opposite end, though, I think, right?
Opposite end, yep.
I think the best part of that goal is you can hear the ping of the post when Faircloth hit it. Cahill trying to distribute in Virginia. They did a good job of disguising that and jumping right into the lane to cut it out. And Cahill only has one save on the afternoon. Meanwhile, her counterpart has 5. That says, again, about the back line of Wake Forest. Really keeping the Wahoos at bay, although they now continue to surge into the 18. Sent across on a lunging clearance by Shavoshi. Out wide, and the flag is up. She had ample space over there on that right side. And the side judge was right there to put the flag up.
Dangerous cross here. Well done by Shavoshi to redirect her body and block that away, because that had chance written all over it.
And you also saw another Wake Forest defender behind her, so the numbers were getting back. Shavoshi did a very good job of asserting herself and lunging for that clearance. Under 16 and a half. This one is intended for Murphy. Just got to wait. Intervention by Dempsey Brown. Oh, good vision by Murphy. Hanks tiptoes in. Hanks, left foot shot. This is deflected. Can Wake Forest get another chance? Oh, you almost have to walk it in at this point.
Tie.
How on earth did that stay out?
Brilliant shot by Kaya Hanks, able to force the save. But again, she had Emily Murphy at the penalty spot. Watch. I understand why she wants this shot, but look, there's the run. 2 players. It's Murphy and Alex Wood right there for a tap in. Oh, they're so close to making this happen. Oh, and to Kaya Hanks' credit, again, a really good effort. But there's the pass, which creates essentially an unstoppable opportunity.
Look how many bodies bodying up on Murphy. This gets back all the way to Johnson. His hands brought. Blocked, maybe by the bottom of the cleat there. Wake Forest able to recover 14 shots to 7. The Deacons, who owned the shot category on Thursday night against NC State, I mean, by a huge margin. They do it again against Virginia. As a 0-0 draw becomes almost as clear as reality, sitting here at 14-20, unless the Deacons can finally break the combination and break into this stingy defense. Deflected. Mina. Wow, Colton was allowed all that time before rushing on. And now Virginia trying to reach Cagle. The Deacons with lots of urgency. And Ansbrough.
She's got it stuck at her feet.
This is out to the right. Cagle is on it. Johnson. Jockeying. Coming over for support is Mina. Mina will recover it.
Virginia doing a wonderful job on the counter getting Cagle involved, but then she's on an island once she gets the ball in the attacking third, and it's given the Wake defense a chance to create chances in the opposite direction.
Wrestled away by Hanks. She's been a superhero this afternoon. Hanks lifts it again. She was falling down, almost a fadeaway shot. The distance that Kaya Hanks has traveled in this match.
Yeah, she tries to take it again with her right foot here. That's a tight angle.
Yep.
you really have to work your body around if you're going to put a shot on frame, moving away towards the end line or towards the corner flag like that.
That angle is difficult, but it's tempting too. It's almost like a mirage. It looks like it's almost a high percentage shot, right? But that angle is not going to work in your favor. Small. She breaks inside the double team. Deflection and in by Swanson. With 12 minutes and 17 seconds remaining, Swanson recovers off the rebound and bangs it through to make it 1-0 Wake Forest.
Always say there's nothing wrong with a shot on target, and that is why. Because if you get enough of them, something's going to happen where chances will come. And chances have been there for the Deeks all afternoon. And there, Anna Swanson capitalizes on the deflection, on the rebound off the goalkeeper. Nikayla Small puts one on frame. It had enough pace, and it bounced right in front of the goalkeeper. That was the key. The ball dipped and bounced right in front of the goalie, and right there, that's what caused the bobble. And Swanson follows it up beautifully.
If you watch how Small, she was reading the defense. She thought about going to the left, right? She saw it open up. She split the defenders. There's enough space. And just to put a shot on, get the deflection, and you're right, Kyle. After ample opportunities, the soccer gods will finally give you a gift. And Swanson, of course, banged one off that crossbar in the first half. She is deserving of her first goal of the season. Off a rebound, putting it in to make it 1-0. 17 shots for the home side, just 5 for the Virginia Cavaliers. And the 17th shot makes it 1-0. Dempsey, Brown. And now Virginia will look for an answer, and they've got the weapons to do it. Cagle. She had her eyes on sending that one right into the box and searching for McDermott. Here's Small. Murphy. Colton outside of her boot to Small. The history between these two teams, one goal is not enough for Wake Forest.
And that's the first goal for Wake Forest against Virginia in almost 3 whole games.
How many trips they have been down to the final third and come away empty-handed. Played out in front for Murphy. Small asking for it. Here's Mina. Oh, she tried to cut it back to the right to Hanks. Hanks still on the ground. Gets right back up. Here's Mina. Mina turning. Mina sprays it. It's finger-tipped by the keeper. Although they say
no, I don't
it's
think,
not.
I don't think she
look
ever
at
got
this
a
again.
touch there. I think it just went wide.
I thought that spin. I mean, Murphy's. See this again.
I think it bounced over her hand. The ball was bouncing, and I think it popped over the goalkeeper's hand.
Murphy was with me. She thought it was touched by the fingertips. Just the way that the spin of the ball. But regardless, it's going to be a goal kick. We are under 10 minutes. And Wake Forest with a 1-0 lead against number 22, the Virginia Cavaliers. Bringing back 23 players from last season in the number 4 recruiting class. Morris sends this one across. And there is more Murphy making that run. Just got over and away from her. Murphy was really the only one making that run into the box.
Virginia had been very isolated in the attacking half here in the second half. It just has not happened for them. See what they're able to come up with now, knowing they're down a goal. Look out, that could be dangerous. Good to see Dempsey Brown get back up from that. Looked like her legs kind of, she may have stepped on the ball or something like that. Anyways, thankfully we can move on from that.
Anyways.
Virginia, I'm interested to see what the coaching staff can come up with to push for an equalizer here with just 7.5 to go. Because so far here in the second half, they have been smothered.
Cagle. Oh, she was in the right position. The window was closing. Cagle trying to create her own shot right outside of the 18. Got taken down, looks straight at the referee, begging for a free kick, and the referee is not entertained.
The referees largely let them play today. So it's not surprising that he didn't make a call there. He's had a good afternoon overall. Take another look at it here. Yeah, it's awkward.
Argument.
Yeah, it's an awkward one for sure.
Under 7. 1-0. Wake Forest on top. Shavoshi wrestles that one away. Mina comes and helps. Mackey right here on the right outside back. As Coach Swanson has really used a lot of personnel. Flavia. Cagle. Backheeled it.
That was saucy, just nobody there.
Yeah. Got the luck of having some legs open, and that ball went through for a mag. Just under 6 to go. Virginia can hurt you here. Here's another free kick that could spell trouble in the box. Well played.
Very dangerous delivery.
Mina going up over the top, and will she get a card?
That was a very silly foul by Malika Mina because there was no immediate danger there. The Virginia player had her back to goal. She was just trying to settle a ball that was bouncing up in the air. And now you've given them, there's just got to be able to keep your composure in that setting because this is a huge opportunity.
Alexis Theoret will take it, or she's behind it. Also, Cagle. Watch the crash on the far stick. Theoret driven well, still inside the box. Murphy.
That was extremely well defended by the Deeks.
And a wicked bounce goes in favor of Virginia. Mina. Here's Small.
And the Deacons now with their backs against the wall trying to keep it 1-0.
Really quality free kick delivery. And there were two Cavalier players there to meet it, and somehow neither one got on the ball. Really, really well done by Wake Forest. And the fans love it. That's an excellent delivery. That's exactly where she wanted to put it, and there's two players there, and then there Emily Murphy comes out and clears it on the final chance.
Morris able to get a deflection. Two subs coming on for Wake Forest. Another change of that attack with Murphy going out and Hannah coming in. Hannah Johnson. Mina also coming out. Johnson using the advantage of her body. Hanks gets involved.
It looks like Kaya Hanks has glue at her feet sometimes, the way she keeps possession.
Morris trying to defend that one as well as Johnson. Oh, right across the mouth of the goal. And Cahill may have gotten a finger on it. Nope. All right. Kyle says, nope, I'll agree with him because you were right the last time.
Yeah, looked like that one just was sprayed across the face.
McDermott hunting Swanson. This is how we got here. Watch this. Breaking into the double team, splitting, and then sending on. And you're right, that ball, wicked hop.
It knuckled.
Yeah.
And because of the knuckle, it just dove right in front of the goalkeeper and popped back up.
Sometimes you need.
He's going to have a chat here with Laura Lansborough and Peyton Cahill. I think he's saying, hey, you got to hurry up.
Well, Virginia in the last three contests coming up to this match, they've only scored one goal. They tied Iowa 0-0. They tied Louisville 1-1, lost 1-0 to the Tar Heels at home, and now they trail with 2:20 remaining, 1-0 to Wake Forest, a team that they very seldom lose to. Shavoshi. She split the double team. She was blanketed by two Cavalier attackers. Wake Forest might have something brewing here. Up ahead, Hanks. Flag stays down. Johnson is a target. Here's Hanks. Slides it. Here's Johnson. And there it is. 2-0. And it's almost written in stone by now that the Deacons will get the 3 points.
Kaya Hanks has been electric with the ball at her feet all game. For the most part so far, she's elected to take it herself. Now she turns creator and squares this ball for an easy tap-in for Hannah Johnson. It's been there all day. Hanks has been electing to put the shot on frame for the most part, and here finds the square ball, waited perfectly for the defender to have to come across. She forces the defender who was marking Hannah Johnson to come across and cover her, and by that time, the pass becomes open. She squares it for Johnson. Perfectly played by Kaya Hanks that whole way.
Kaya Hanks will get the assist, and Johnson buries it, which likely will be the period at the end of this tale between the Cavaliers and the Deacons. There could be more. It's Virginia reeling. Ansbrough. Here's Colton. The Deacons not at all packing it in.
with 75 seconds remaining. The Deacons from the start have looked to be the better team. They pounded, they probed, and they made up their own residence in the attacking third. And finally, they break through and get a goal from a deflection that sent Swanson with her first goal of the year to make it 1-0. And then Hannah Johnson makes the exclamation mark with a goal to make it 2-0. Closing seconds, but the clock will stop. Coach Toulouse anxiously looking on what this win will mean to him and this program. A team that has been kryptonite to Wake Forest.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
And a scratch at the very beginning for their keeper. They bring in a keeper named Peyton Cahill, who only has one save, and the defense definitely protected her. With that win, it's the first win over Virginia since 2012.